I can't tell you how excited we are to have everybody here today. Actually, I guess we'll tell everybody how excited we are to have you here today. Thank you for showing up. Some people traveled some distance to be here. We have our friends from King Estate, from Eugene, and especially Kim and Scott, who came down from Seattle. We're excited to have them. We have a huge collection of different industries represented here today, which is really cool. We've got a cultural lifestyle center. Where's Noelle? Oh, there she is right there. We've got real estate, we've got wine, we've got aircraft industry, we've got banking, we have cheese, yes, we've got cheese, we've got solar power, we've got candy. It's a huge collection. One of the things that we love about being in advertising is that we get to work in a lot of different sectors and a lot of different industries. We're looking forward to a collaborative day together as we explore this theme of keeping your brand moving forward. This workshop is part of our larger effort to explore ways with our friends and clients on not how to just survive the economic downturn or the challenges, but to flourish during this time. And we have some great speakers this morning and this afternoon that are going to provide, I think, some incredible ideas through some wisdom and experience and vision on how we can all think about and imagine moving our brands forward. On the topic of keeping your brand, keep your brand moving forward, we all know that recessions change consumer behavior. This is an incredible time that we're experiencing. I've been in advertising for 20 plus years. I've never seen a period or an era like this. We are being challenged to fundamentally change the way we approach everything that we do. It's a little bit of a scary time. I was talking to Eric earlier. He said it's like running a series of rapids. Maybe it's about a mile of class 3 plus rapids, where it's a little bit scary, but yet it's invigorating and exciting at the same time, because we know that as we move through this and out of this, it's going to bring about a whole new age of innovation and creativity, which we're excited about. Joseph Schumpeter, who was an economist from an Austrian economist, actually popularized the term of creative destruction about 100 years ago. Perhaps this is an era that he was talking about, where convention and an old industry, or the destruction of a model, gives way to a birth of new innovation and ideas and creativity. After the workshop today, I'm actually driving to Southern California, not through the night, but I'm going to stay in Redding or something like that, to pick up my son, who is a sophomore, or actually now he's a junior, at Chapman University in the city of Orange, and he is a graphic design major and advertising minor. And when he first told me that, I acted very excited. I was a little bit nervous for him, to be honest with you. But I know that in 2 years, when he graduates, he'll be entering into a workplace that's going to look substantially different than where we're at today. And as an agency, we're embracing this challenge and already working on ways, as I said, on how we're going to reinvent ourselves. How are we going to reemerge? How are we going to change? How are we going to adapt to the challenge? I picked up the other day a copy of the latest issue of Wired magazine, which I think kind of encapsulates the situation that we're in. The whole article, or the main article there, is about the new economy. How more startups and fewer giants and infinite opportunity are here. Somewhere in this section where the old model that's symbolized, represented by Detroit, and Google's model and social media, somewhere in there is where this new economy is going to be emerging from. In Detroit, kind of represents the classic model of proprietary vertical control, and how they're falling apart or declaring Chapter 11. I just saw in the Wall Street Journal today that GM is on a fast track for that as well now, besides Chrysler, how that vertical control is what is leading to their destruction or reinvention, and how now what they're going to have to be doing is opening up and giving way to third-party innovators to come in and reinvent the auto industry. That has got to take place in order for Detroit to reemerge. Much like the mini computer gave rise to the personal computer in the 80s, when the hardware developers opened it up to third-party innovators, and we had companies like Microsoft and Oracle and Dell come on the scene, and the level of innovation was immense. And with immense access to information, there's a new call for unprecedented transparency. No longer can a company hide behind an ad campaign or a press release or something like that. If you have something to hide, consumers or your customers are going to find out about it as quick as a nanosecond and at an increasing speed as we move on and more search engines are optimized and improved and enhanced. It's calling for this new level of transparency. In October of last year, a group of us went over to the Tower Theater and heard Jay Walker-Smith with Yankelovich and partners give a presentation, and he presented this, what is the result of a competition among students at MIT, where I guess the criteria was that you had to invent a new product using only materials found in your apartment. Now, MIT students have different kinds of things in their apartments than the rest of us. But this student here came up with what's called a corporate fallout detector. And they actually, this was I think invented, or he produced this a few years ago, but a couple of years ago they did some testing of it in Berlin. This is a fictitious product right now, but we think it's emblematic of what the change is that consumers are calling for, the new empowered consumer.